Welcome to Durmal online classes. So we are discussing the exercise for the chapter motion in a straight line. Then we will continue with the questions. Next question. So last class we discussed question number 27. So next question. Question number 30. So a freely falling body travels how much of the total distance in 50 seconds of its journey? Body falling freely. They are asking us to calculate what is the ratio of total distance traveled by the freely falling body in the 50 seconds of its journey. So u value is equal to 0, t value is equal to 5. So directly we know what is the ratio of Sn by S. Sn by S value will be given by 2t minus 1 divided by how much of t square. We know that now? So which is given by t value here is 5. So that is of 2t minus 1, that is 9 by 24. They are asking us to calculate percentage. So calculate the percentage value. So percentage of distance traveled into 100. So what will get answer? 1s are 4s are, that is of 36%. 36% is the ratio of a freely falling body travels. How much ratio of the total distance in the 50 seconds of the journey? That is of 36%. Understood now? So this is question number 31. Next question. So question number 33. 33. A ball dropped onto the floor from the height of 10 meters. Rebounds to a height of 2.5 meters. If the ball is in contact with the floor for 0.02 seconds, its average acceleration during contact is. So question number 33. Ball dropped from the height. What is the height from which the ball dropped? Since freely falling body, so u value is equal to, initial velocity is equal to 0. I will write it later. What is the height from which the ball dropped? That is given by 10 meters. 10 meters. Rebounds to a height. After hitting with the ground, again the ball rebounds. What is the height up to which the ball rebounds? That is 2.5 meters. This is of 10 meters. That is of 2.5 meters. Can I call it as h dash is equal to 2.5 meters. Ball is in contact with the floor for how much time? They given the time as 0.02 seconds. Now what they are asking us to calculate? What is the average acceleration? Here we need to consider downward journey and upward journey. So during downward journey, initial velocity is 0 and final velocity we want to calculate. So what is the velocity with which the ball hit the ground? And what is the velocity with which the ball will rise to the height of 2.5 meters? So for downwards, can I call the initial velocity for downward journey u value is equal to 0. So distance traveled value h value is equal to 10 meters. Acceleration value have they mentioned? So acceleration value not. Acceleration value they asking us to calculate. So what is the a value they asking us to calculate? First let me calculate what is the velocity with which the ball will hit the ground. So calculate that velocity will be given by, so distance traveled is given. So what is the final velocity value I want to calculate? Final velocity how we will get by using v square minus q square is equal to 2x. So here u value 0, v value is equal to how much? So v square is equal to u square plus 2 into a into s. 2 into a into s. But here acceleration value not given. So better instead of using this formula, final velocity can be calculated by the formula, because h value given, final velocity value directly will get v is equal to, they are asking us to calculate what is the average acceleration. So v value is equal to root over 2 into g into h1. This is the velocity with which the ball will hit the ground. What is the velocity with which the ball will rises? That is given by root over 2 into g into h dash. Now what is the average acceleration given by? That is given by v minus v dash divided by t. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time taken. V minus v dash divided by t. Now acceleration is a vector quantity. Velocity also vector quantity. Actually velocity while falling down. So while falling down, velocity value will be how much? While moving on, velocity value will be equal to how much? I will write it as v dash minus v, final velocity minus initial velocity. Actually, when it is falling down, so it is moving downwards. If I take velocity value negative, while moving the velocity value positive. So this is the sign convention according to coordinate axis. Then when a body is falling down, it is moving along positive or negative. So that is how it is moving along negative y-axis. So I will take velocity value minus. V value will take it as V is equal to minus 2gh and V dash is equal to 2 in plus 2 into g into h dash. Then what will get answer given by root over 2 into g into h dash minus of minus root over 2 into g into h divided by t value. Then what will get a value? So I can take the common of root 2g or otherwise I will substitute the value. So g value approximately I will take it as 10. So what will get 2 into g into h dash value? Root over 2 into g value 10 into h dash value is equal to how much? 2.5. 2.5 plus minus into minus plus root over 2 into g value 10 if I take into h value will be equal to, so that is of 10. By t value given it as how much? 0.02 seconds. Then what will get the acceleration is equal to, so a value is equal to how much it is? Root over 2.5 into 10, 25. 25 2s are 50. 50 means what will get that is a 5 into 5 into root 2 plus 10 into root 2 divided by how much? Divided by 0.0 which is given by 15 into root 2 divided by 0.0. So how much will get 15 into root 2 value 1.414 divided by how much? 0.0. So simplify this. After simplification, do the calculation. So I am directly writing down. So here we get 1015 meter per second. This is the acceleration. In this question, only 1 point you need to remember. Y I taken minus here. Y value minus, y dash plus. So only here I consider the sign convention with respect to coordinate axis. In case of moving downwards, velocity taken minus. In case of moving upwards, velocity taken positive. So this is question number 13. Okay now? So next question. So question number that is 35. 35th question. What is this is? A body thrown with a velocity 29.23 so meters per second. Distance traveled by the body in the last second of its upward journey. So they are telling that body thrown with a velocity of vertically upwards with a velocity of 29.23 meters per second. So u value 29.23 meter per second. The distance traveled by the body in the last second of its upward journey. So body will go to maximum height. Clear? Actually, for example, it has taken some 5 seconds. So what is the distance traveled by the body in the last second of its journey means 50 seconds. Distance traveled by the body in the last second of its journey is nothing but in 50 seconds of its journey. So what is the distance traveled in last second formula? Sn is equal to, so u plus a by 2 into 2n u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. But here what is the total time of journey not given. So how can we calculate the Sn means? Here you can remember. What is the distance traveled by the vertically projected body in the last second of its journey? It will go to maximum height. Again it will fall down now. So distance traveled by the freely falling body in the first second of its journey. So this is for last second of its journey, distance traveled by the vertically projected body. Same as that of distance traveled by which body? Freely falling body in the first second of its journey. So in the first second of its journey for which body? For freely falling body. For freely falling body, what is the distance traveled in the first second of its journey? For freely falling body, so what is the u value? 0. So t value how much? 1 second. So a value nothing but g. So which is nearly taking not given, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Then how can I calculate the distance value? S is equal to, so ut plus half into a into t square. So S value will become how much? Half into a value 9.8 into t square value 1 square. So what will get answer? 4.9 meters. Understood? What is this here is? distance travelled by the vertically projected body, because this is the case when air resistance is not there. Distance travelled by the vertically projected body in the last second of its journey is same as the distance travelled by the freely falling body in the first second of its journey. Question understood? So this is question number 35. Next, question number 37. A stone is rolled into the well 20 meters depth. Another stone is thrown downwards with a velocity v 1 second later. If both the stones are reaching the water surface in the well simultaneously, so what is the v value? They are telling that into the well they are dropping two stones. So one well is there. Into the well they are dropping one or two stones. So what is the drop into the well? So well depth given. So depth of this well given, let me call it as h. H1 is equal to 20 meters. First stone is dropped. First stone is dropped, thrown downwards. First stone is dropped into the well. Sorry, here first stone is dropped into the well. So let me consider for the first stone it is dropped. What is the time taken by the first stone to hit the water surface? That is given by root over 2h. So here root over 2 into h value how much? 20. But g value given it as 10. So what will get the answer? Root 2. So root 4 is given by 2 seconds. 2 seconds is the time taken by the first stone to hit the water. Now they are telling that 1 second later, second stone is thrown. It is not freely falling. Second stone is thrown down with a velocity v. But both the stones, though both are not thrown at the same time, both the stones are reaching the ground at the same time, reaching the water surface same time. Now they are telling that what is the velocity. So for the first stone, what is the distance travelled? Can I write S1 value is equal to ut directly writing plus half into g into d square. Okay now? So distance travelled is given by half into g into d square. Can I write down? Since u1 is 0 for the first stone, freely falling now, u1 is 0. So S1 value will be equal to half into g value 10 into t square value is equal to 2 square, that is 4. So what is the value of S1 is equal to 20 meters. Anyhow they given already, no need of calculating this also. Similarly, what is the distance travelled by the second stone in the same time? For this stone, second stone. For the second stone, so velocity not 0. Initial velocity u is equal to v. What is the time taken to hit the water? So it will take a time of 1 second less. 1 second less than which value? Than the first stone. So okay, 1 second less in the sense. So what is the time taken to reach the first stone is 1 by 2 seconds. So it will take only 1 second. T value is equal to 1 second. Okay now? So what about what is the g value again? What is the distance travelled is given by the formula? S is equal to ut plus half into g into t square. Can I call this distance value is S2? So S2 value will be equal to u into t. So u value given it as v into t plus half into g value 10 into t square value 4. So here also I will write t value 4. Then what I will get the answer given by? So S2 value will be equal to how much I will get 4 into v plus how much it is? So that is of 2 2s are 20. Correct? That is the distance travelled by which one? Second stone. After calculating this, then we can calculate S1 is equal to S2. Both the stones are travel same distance. Distance travelled will be of same only now. So then what I will get the value? Here 4 into v, but here I did one mistake. What is that is? T value here we should take only. So what is the total time of journey? Total time to hit the ground they given it as 4 seconds. Sorry, total time to hit the ground given it as 2 seconds. But now first stone will take only 1 second. Here I need to mention it as v into 1 plus half into a value 10 into which one? 1 square. So then what will get here answer is 1 by v plus which one? Plus this value will be of 5. Therefore S1 value is equal to S2. When S1 is equal to S2, then what will get? V plus 5 is equal to how much over 20. Then what is the value of V is equal to 15 meter per second. Understood? So which option? Second option. In this question, first stone is dropped. It has taken a time of 2 seconds to hit the ground. Second stone is second stone is thrown down. It will take 1 second time less than the first stone. Here I should take V value is equal to how much? 1 second. Then S2. The distance travelled by both the stones are same. So S1 is equal to S2. Then we can find out V. So this is question number 37. Next one. So in this question 14, what they given is a body projected vertically upwards with a velocity. What is the velocity at half of the maximum? So vertically projected body. Question number 14. Body projected vertically upward direction. So let us suppose the total maximum height is h max. So let me call this is the midpoint. O, it has reached A. For O to A, what is the initial velocity? U only. What is the distance travelled? Half of the maximum height, half of the h max. Now what they asking us to calculate? So they asking us to calculate what is the final velocity value. And what about acceleration value? Minus g. Can I substitute h max formula? How much h max formula? U square by 2g. Then u square by 2 into 2g. So what will be the answer? 4g. So I know initial velocity, distance, so acceleration. I want to calculate final velocity. So final velocity will be given by the formula. So v square minus u square is equal to how much? 2 into a into s. So what is the value of v square is equal to? V square is equal to u square plus 2 into a into s. So v square is equal to what is u square as it is plus 2 into a value will be equal to how much? A value is equal to, here what is the value vertically projected now? So a value will be of minus g into s value will be equal to u square divided by 4 into g. So then g1 and g value cancel, 2 1s are 2 2s are. So what will get the answer for v square is equal to u square minus, so u square divided by how much I will get by 2. So what is the value here? I will get v square is equal to LCM 2 u square minus u square, that is u square by 2. So what is the value of v is equal to u divided by 2. So what is v? V is the velocity at half of the maximum, which is equal to v is equal to u divided by, okay, this is question number 40. Next one, question number 42. In this 42, a stone is projected vertically upwards from the ground with a velocity 40 meters per second. The initial velocity between the two instants where the stone is at a height of 60 meters above the ground, so is equal to how much? So what they are asking us to calculate is stone is projected vertically upwards. Question number 42. Stone projected vertically upwards. Let us call this is one tower. From this they thrown one vertically upwards as stone. With what initial velocity stone is thrown? So it is thrown with a velocity of 40 meters per second. Okay na? The interval of time between the two instants at which the stone is at a height of 60 meters above the ground. Let me consider one point P. So this point is at a height of 60 meters. So what about h value? Let me call that 60 meters. S value or h value. Now what happens? The point, the stone crosses the point P twice in its journey, 2 times. Now they are asking us to calculate what is the difference between the time interval for which the stone is at a distance of 60 meters. So twice in its journey. To calculate, let us suppose while going upward it has taken a time t1, while going downwards it has taken a time t2 from the start. Now they are asking us to calculate what is t1 minus t21 or t2 greater than t2 minus t1. To calculate this already we discussed in synopsis. Whenever a stone crossing a point twice in its journey, so we calculate the formula for height, we calculate the formula for velocity, we calculate the formula for maximum. So here, what is the formula for sum of the? We will get here substituting these values in S is equal to ut plus half ut square. I will write the formula directly. So what is the formula for? So t1 plus t2. Sum of the roots are given. T1 plus t2 is equal to 2 into u divided by g. So t1 plus t2 is equal to t1 plus t2 is equal to 2 into u value 40 by g value given it as 10. So what I get 8. Similarly, what is the product of the roots? T1 into T2 is equal to, so 1 by 2, T1 into T2 value is equal to 2 into h divided by g. Can you remember this one? So you will write substituting these values in the formula s is equal to ut, because s is equal to ut plus half into 8t square. You get one quadratic equation by roots of sum of the roots of that quadratic equation, product of the roots formula. Then t1 into t2 2h by g. So 2 into h value 60 by g value 10. So I will write it as 12. Now I know t1 plus t2 value and t1 and t2 value. They are asking us to calculate the time interval between the two instants. So difference between the time intervals. To calculate the difference between the time intervals, t2 minus t1 whole square is equal to, can I write it as t1 plus t2 whole square minus 4 into t1 into t2. Can we write now? A minus b whole square is equal to a plus b whole square minus 4 into t1 into t2. So what is t1 plus t2 whole square value? 8 square minus 4 into t1 into t2 value 12. So 64 minus of 48. So what will be the answer for t1 minus t2? t1 minus t2 whole square is equal to, so here I will get 60. Or t1 minus t2 is equal to 4 seconds. Understood now? So t1 minus t2 is the time interval between the two time. It is the interval of time for which the stone is at a height of 60 meters. Okay now? So this is question number 40. So next question. Question number 45. 45th one. The distance travelled by the body during the last second of its total flight is d when the body is projected vertically of certain velocity. If the velocity of projection is double, what is the distance travelled by the body during last second of its journey? So what they are giving is the body projected vertically upward direction. With a velocity, certain velocity they are telling u. They are not given, I will call it as u. After reaching the maximum point, again what happened to the body will fall down. What is the distance travelled by the body in the last second of its journey? So last second of its journey, distance travelled is given by Sn. That distance they given it as, so they telling that Sn. So d. What is the formula for Sn? Sn is equal to vertically projected body na directly relate the formula. U minus g by 2. If total time of journey given means 2t minus 1. But in this question they not mention what is the time of flight value, total time of journey not given. Distance travelled in last second of its total time of flight. So they given that distance as Sn, they given it as d. Now with the velocity if it is projected with the u. Now what they are asking us to calculate is, they are asking us to calculate what is the distance travelled, the velocity is double. Actually here the distance travelled by the body which is falling in the last second of its journey, same as that of distance travelled by the vertically projected body in the first second of its journey. So can I write down Sn value is equal to S1. What does it mean? Distance travelled by the body which is falling in the last second of its journey, same as that of distance travelled by the vertically projected body in the first second of its journey. So Sn value is equal to S1. What is S1 formula? A vertically projected body. So after 1 second, what is the distance travelled formula? U minus g1. Understood? So u minus g1, which is equal to, so Sn value given it as d. So d is equal to u minus g1. So what is the value of u is equal to d plus g1. Can I write it? D plus how much? So d value. Okay. Now they are asking us to calculate the velocity is double. So what is the distance travelled? When velocity doubles, distance can I call s dash? S dash is equal to 2u minus how much of g by. Because so velocity double distance, this is only s dash is equal to 2u, velocity 2 times 2u minus g by 2. So what will get 2 into u value d plus g by 2. How much? D plus g by 2 minus of g by 2. So what will get the answer given by 2d plus, this is u value now 2d plus g minus g. So what will get the answer given by 2d plus g minus g by 2 plus g by 2. Understood? This is distance traveled by which one now? Distance traveled by the body in the last second of its journey, the velocity. So this is question number 40. And next question. Question number 48. In this, a boy throws n balls per second in regular intervals of time. When the first ball reaches to the maximum height, he throws the second vertically upwards. The maximum height reached by the each ball is equal to 48 question. Boy throwing the ball. How many number of balls he is throwing? Number of balls throwing per second. Per 1 second is equal to n. But how he is throwing? He is throwing the second ball. So when the first ball was there at maximum, this is second ball, this is first ball. Now, so what is the time taken? What is the time interval between the first ball and second ball? The time interval between the first ball and second ball. So that time interval will be given by 1 by n number of balls per second. Number of balls are given by n. For one ball time taken given by 1 by n. So this is the time taken by the first ball to reach the maximum height. But we know that time taken to reach the maximum height is called as time of ascent. What is time of ascent value? U by u. Understood now? So time taken by the first ball to reach the maximum height, general formula is given by u by u. But here how much time is there? N number of balls per second. So what is the time for one ball? That is 1 by u. 1 by n is equal to u by u. What is u value? U is equal to g divided by u. When I calculate u value, can I calculate h max? What is h max formula? U square by 2g. Can I substitute u value? G square by 2g into n square. So what will get the answer? So 1g cancel, which is equal to g divided by 2 into n. Understood now? So this is question number 14. After this, next question. Question number 15. Question number 15. So what is this? Is a person in a lift with ascents up with an acceleration of 10 meter per second square drops a stone from the height of 10 meters. So what is the time of descent value? Question number 15. Actually, before telling this one point, generally, so whenever you drop one body vertically upward direction with a velocity u, generally from the ground, the body thrown vertically upward direction with a velocity u. What is the time of flight value? T is equal to 2 into u divided by g. 2 into u by g. For example, instead of throwing the ball, so from the ground, a ball was throwing vertically upwards with a velocity u from an elevator or from a lift which is accelerating upward direction. That time, what is the time of flight formula? That is given by 2u divided by g plus c. So why, how it is g plus c? We'll come to know in usual laws of motion. Already you know that apparent weight of a person in a lift, when lift is going up, weight value increase, down weight value decrease. So g plus c. Similarly, if the lift is accelerating down, that time what is the time of flight formula? 2 into u divided by g minus c. These 2 points are also important for calculation of time of flight. When body thrown vertically up from the lift which is accelerating either upward direction or accelerating the downward direction. Understood now? So this question, this point is not related with this, but generally the time of flight. Now let us see this question. So now what they are telling us? They are telling that person was there in a lift. So lift is accelerating upward direction or downward direction? The lift is accelerating upward direction. When lift is accelerating upward direction, what is the net acceleration formula? A dash is G plus E. Okay now, so you will come to know this is the derivation. We will discuss anyhow in law. Already we discussed it in law suppose G plus E. So they given A value. A value is how much? 10 meter per second square. And also they given G value. G value also 10 meter per second square. So what I will get? A dash. A dash is equal to 20 meter per second square. What is A dash? Net acceleration. Well, a person was there in a lift which is accelerating upward direction. From the lift now what they telling? It's dropped one stone. So U1 equal to 0. Why U1 is 0? It is dropping, freely falling also. From the height of how much? When lift was there at a height of 10 meters. What they asking us to calculate? What is the time taken by that stone to reach the ground? So T1 I want to calculate. I know the value of acceleration, initial velocity, h value. I want to calculate T1. So T is equal to TD is equal to how much? Substituting all these values in which formula? S is equal to ut plus half into a into t square. Then what I will get? S is equal to u value 0. So this is of half into, here I should write a dash into t square. Into t square. So td square. What is the value of td is equal to? Td is equal to root over 2 into s divided by which one now? A dash. So this is either s value or h value. Then what I will get? Root over 2 into s value 10 by a dash value 20. So what I will get? Td is equal to 1. Clear? What is Td? Time taken by the stone to fall or time of descent value. Time taken by the stone to fall on the floor. Clear? So this is question number 15. Next one. Question number 53. Question number 53. Directly synopsis. Directly also I can write. So just now only last question we discussed 53. A stone is thrown vertically upward direction. So it is crossing it is thrown vertically upward direction. It is crossing one point P of height h twice in its journey T1 and T2 from starting. Already we know. Okay now, projection directly I write. Okay, one I will show that quadratic equation. S value is equal to s. Substituting s value is equal to s in the general equation, and a value is equal to minus g. S is equal to ut plus half into a into t square. So what I will get? H is equal to ut minus half into g into t square. From this, so g into t square minus 2 into ut plus 2 into h is equal to 0. This is one quadratic equation. What are the roots of this quadratic equation given? Sum of the roots of this quadratic equation. T1 plus T2 is equal to minus d by a. So minus d by a value is equal to minus into minus plus 2u divided by g. From this, what they are asking us to calculate is T1 plus T2 value only. So T1 plus T2 is equal to 2. Because in the last question then we got similar model. There I have not written derived this, but already we derived this part. Nothing is done. We get to one quadratic equation, sum of the roots. Similarly, product of the roots also. Sometimes they use to ask. What is the product of the roots formula? T1 into T2 is equal to c by a. C value is equal to 2h divided by g. From this we can calculate h value. H value is equal to half into g into T1. Understood now? So this is question number 15. After this, the next question. Question number 54. So what is the question number 54? A stone is thrown with the velocity. Stone is thrown. Initially let me call from the point with the velocity v, a stone is thrown. Let me consider 3 points are given in this value. One is A, other is B, next one is C. So it reaches the point A, B, C with the velocity. So because vertically projected body velocity decreases. What is the velocity at A? B by 2. What is the velocity at B? B by 4. What is the velocity at C? B by 2. Now what is the ratio they are asking us to calculate? AB is to BC. So to calculate AB is to BC ratio, first for the journey, so O to E. Initial velocity V final velocity v. Substituting the values directly, v square minus v square is equal to 2x. This is a general formula. V square minus v square is equal to 2x. What is v square value? So v by 2, that is v square by 4 minus v square is equal to 2 into a value of minus g into s value can call OA. So from this, what I get? These 4 is the LCM. V square minus 4v square. That is minus 3 into v square by 4 is equal to minus 2 into g into, let me call it as OA. So what is the value of OA is equal to? OA is equal to, so 3 into v square divided by how much of 8. So that is the value of OA. Okay now? So OA value we got it. Now next to further journey from bed to further journey. So O to B. O to B. I will write directly same formula. V square minus U square is equal to 2x. So directly at B, what is the final velocity? V by V square by 16 minus V square is equal to 2 into minus G into, so OB. So what is the OB value? I will get OB. LCM is 16. So V square minus 16 V square, that is 15 V square by 16 by 2G. So that is what I will get 15 into V square divided by how much of 32 into G. How much of 32 into here 8 into 0. So 32 into G, that is OB. Similarly, next for which journey? Further journey for O to C. At C, what is the final velocity? V by. At O, what is the velocity? V. Same formula. So V square by 64 minus V square is equal to 2 into minus G into OC. Can I write up? So what is OC value? LCM is 64. Then V square minus 64 V square, that is 63 V square divided by 64 will get. So into 2G. Then what I will get? 128 into G. So that is the value of which one now? OC. Now I got OA value, OB value and OC value. What is the ratio of AB and what is the ratio of BC? They asked us to calculate. How I will take the value? So AB value I will get. I will write here. So AB is equal to how much? AB is equal to OB minus OD. So what is OB value? 15 V square, 15 into V square by 32 into G minus 3 V square by 8 into G. So what is LCM is given by? LCM is 32G. Then what will get here? 8 4s are. So 8 4s are 32. Then what will get the answer is given by? So that is 15 V square minus 12 V square. So that is what will get 3 into V square by 32 into G. Similarly, what is the value of BC? BC given by OC minus OB. So what is OC value? 63 V square by how much? By 128 into G minus OB value is equal to 15 into V square divided by how much? By 32 into G. So what is LCM is given by? LCM is 128 into G. Then what will get here is, so 63 V square minus, so 32 4s. Then 15 4s are 40 into V square. Okay, sorry, 15 4s are now 60 into V square. Then what will get the answer is given by 3 into V square divided by 128 into G. Now I got AB value and BC value. So what is the last step is, what is the ratio of which one to which one? AB by BC. What is AB value given by? AB is equal to 3V square by 32 into G by, so what is the value of BC given by? 3V square divided by 128 into G. 3V square cancel. So I will get the answer 128 divided by 32. Then what I will get? So AB is to which one now? BC is equal to, so 4 is to 1. How much? 4 is to 1. That is question number 54th one. Which option? Third. Question understood now? So this is third. Next. So that is question number 58. Question number 58. Already this also we discussed in concept. A stone is dropped. Question number 15. A stone is dropped from the top of a tower. The tower height given. So what is the height of the tower is given? 300 meters. Stone is dropped. Okay. Simultaneously, another stone is projected vertically with a velocity from the bottom of the tower. It is projected with a velocity also 100 meters per second. What they are asking us to calculate, find when and where the two stones will meet. So we discussed it in concept directly. What is the time after which they meet? After meet, they meet. Directly can I write? What is the time formula? T is equal to h divided by u. So what is h value? H value 300 by u value 100. So what I will get? 3 seconds. After 3 seconds they will meet. Where they will meet? So to calculate where they will meet, if they meet at point P, there are two possibilities. So what is the height of the point P from the ground we want to calculate? To calculate the height of the point P from the ground. So if I call the distance traveled by the freely falling body is s, then this side will become h minus s1. So then what is s value will be given? Freely falling one, s is equal to half into g into t square. Half into g into t square. So s value is equal to half into g value. So they are not given. So for simplification, okay, I will write it as 9.8 into t square value is equal to t square. So 3 square nothing but 9. So 2 ones are to 4.9. 4.9 into 9. So what will get s value? S value will be equal to, so approximately I will take it as 50. Approximately. Okay, 50 meters. So what is the height? Now h value, where they will be? The point at which they meet. So that point height is given by h minus s. H value 300, s value approximately I return. So that is of 50. Actually what I will get 250. But what is the exact answer we get is 255.9. If I take exactly this calculation here, that answer is 255. Okay now? So this is question number 15. After this, last question of this exercise of level 2, that is question number 60. What is this is? An object reaches to the maximum height of 23 meters when it is vertically projected upwards from the earth. How much height will it travel on the moon when the acceleration due to gravity is about 6 times the earth value? So this is the question related with the maximum. What is h max formula? H max is equal to u square divided by 2. They are telling that from the earth and moon, the object is projected with the same velocity. Clear? But the acceleration due to gravity in both the cases are not same. So we discussed it already. H maximum formula, h maximum inversely proportional to g whenever u value constant. Now I want to calculate what is the ratio of maximum height. So on the surface of the moon to earth, that is given by g. So earth divided by g moon, because inversely proportional now. So g earth divided by g moon value nearly of 6 times. They given in this. So g moon value will be 6 times the nearly of g earth. Okay now? So g moon divided by g earth value is what? Now what they are asking us to calculate? G earth divided by, so g moon value, sorry, here it is, g moon is equal to g earth divided by 6. Okay? So g value on the moon will be less. How many times? 1 by 6 times. So it will be of 6. Then what I will get m value will be equal to 6 into h. But what is the maximum height reached by the body on the earth's surface area? That is 20. So 6 into 20. So So we will get the answer of 132. This is question number 60. Okay, understood now? So these are the questions of level 2. In the next class we will discuss for level 3. What are the questions I left? Very less number of questions I left. So okay, that questions you complete. After that, so level 2 homework questions, same models will be there. You can go. Okay now?